we continue to talk about if the Cubs can get a star, but maybe they already have one.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Thank you for being part of the show and making us your first listen today. And the best way you can help us grow the show is to listen every day, like the video, and comment anything below. Today's episode is presented by our great partners at Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB and use code all lowercase LockedOnMLB to win $50 instantly when you play $5. Since July 27th, Pete Crow-Armstrong has showcased elite defense, elite base running, and has completely turned around his season offensively. In these 40 games, PCA is slashing .326, .367, .533 with 5 home runs, 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 stolen bases. If you're elite at those skills of defense and base running, but below average to average at hitting, the manager's going to find a spot for you every day. And if you're average to above average at hitting, then you're a core member of the team. Maybe you win a Gold Glove. Maybe you finish top 10 in steals, something like that. But Sam, if you're above average to good and then some at hitting with elite defense and elite speed, you are a perennial all-star and maybe even soaring to bigger things than that.
You know, the level of which he has played at since that marker, and you could even loop it just to make it easy. And that's what I'm trying to look up while you're talking. You could even just look it up. The second half of the season, just the second half of the season, he's batting .284 with a .327 on base, .465 slug. If he could be that guy for 160, the Cubs are going to be really, really good next year. If they bring back the exact same team and they get this version of PCA, now that's on Jed to not do that, right? Because you want to you always want to assume the not, right? You want to say, hey, even if we don't get this, we're going to be a good team. But that's not the point of this segment. If the Cubs get second half PCA, I'll say it again, .284, .327, .465, .792 OPS, 5 homers, 3 triples, 7 doubles, 9 steals, whatever it is. If they get this version, they will be a really, really good team. That's how impactful he has been. And he is the type of player that I don't think OPS does his impact justice. I don't think any of the things do it justice besides maybe wins above replacement. He has gone into Los Angeles. Against a team with probably the best player in the world, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and we still have game 3. He's been the best player in the series, bar none. Offensively, defensively. He has had growing pains, of course, and he will continue to have them. And that's the big question. Is this surge, is it going to continue to stay here, or will there be another downturn? If there is, it's extremely acceptable. But, the Cubs can really, really use the consistent play. And I would even go as far as to say this, Matt. The Cubs need to learn how to handle a player like this. And I'm going to give you an example. I don't know how much of the ball game you had a chance to watch on Tuesday night, and it was a great win, and I'm excited to talk about it. But there was a play that really had me ripping out my hair. Do you know where I'm going with this?
Right. I do know where you're going. Was it a situation with PCA on first and Amaya hitting, right?
Yes. You have to learn how to hit behind PCA. If he's going to be on base with 1 out, 2 outs, whatever, I'm not asking you to give up a strike, even though that's what I would do as a manager. Just say, let him take, because you got to also remember Austin Barnes can't throw. He was behind the plate yesterday. But to bunt the baseball behind him like that was, and you know me, I'm pro small ball, but that's not small ball. That's not smart ball. that was really troubling for me. And needs to have a conversation, because this is a dynamic weapon that you have here. You have to understand this isn't prototypical baseball. This isn't, no, you have to do certain things to let this guy do his thing. Let him go get all the balls he wants in center field. Let him steal the bases, steal the bases. Let him do stuff that might be a little unconventional because he's that dang good.
Yeah, and I wonder if he hit in front of, I mean, really, it's most of everybody else in the lineup, that would pay dividends. What if he hit 5th or 6th? And I'm not saying he will on March 18th of 25, but
right.
Really, you could see any of the other dudes besides maybe Amaya, and I mean that's all I could come up with.
I have two guys.
And then Paredes hit 6th.
Great minds.
2nd, and Suzuki hit 3rd.
I have 2 guys I'd really like to hit behind him in 2025. You mentioned one of them, Isaac Paredes, and then the other one would be Nico Hoerner, because I feel like Hoerner, if he's on this baseball team, because I feel like Nico Hoerner is comfortable hitting with 2 strikes, and you could get so creative with the hit and run and all that good stuff. Now, who knows? It's remained to be seen if Craig will play that way. But I'll go as far as to say this. I'm ready for PCA to be our leadoff hitter March 18th, 2025.
Wow.
I'm ready. I've seen enough. Yes, the on base probably isn't what you'd like to see, but I want that guy hitting as much as he can. I want him running as much as he can. That's a dynamic player. This is a dynamic player, and he has a chance to be a star. He really does.
And backdating it to the 40 games since July 27, it's fun. And like PCA is, and I'll get more to that in a minute or two. But he's produced 2 wins in these 40 games, according to Fangraphs, Sam.
Wow.
Even if you just backdate it like you did the All-Star game, maybe that's like closer to 1.7, something like that.
Yep.
But if you extend it out to the 162, that's like a 6 to 8 win player, which is a star player.
Yep.
Take a listen to these names in front of PCA and WAR. What is it good for?
Absolutely.
Which Jed Hoyer's on record saying, hey, we like that metric. There's only 7 players in front of him.
Wait, since when? Since
July 27th. Matt Chapman, Manny Machado, Frankie Lindor, Corbin Carroll, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bobby Witt, and Aaron Judge. That's fun.
Fun. It's a great word.
And he's injected life into a team in which multiple times we've described as boring.
Yes.
He's made this season better.
Yep.
He's made it more fun to watch. He's must-watch TV. He robbed a home run for the last out on Tuesday.
He made 3 unbelievable catches on Tuesday.
Come on. So, a lot to look forward to with this kid.
No, I'm telling you, I was, X equals PCA, man.
That goes back to...
I believe in this kid.
Man, X equals PCA is...
End of 22.
Is that a late 22 thing?
It's a late of 22 thing, yeah.
After the season or even in the season?
Don't remember.
Okay. Just, it's wild. It's wild what he's doing.
It's fun.
And
fun's the word. Fun's the word. What tonight, when I'm laid up watching this game, I've been watching in my room, kind of, in sleep mode, having the TV on, maybe a little snack, and whatever I'm doing, maybe I'm watching a show, doing other things. When he comes up, everything stops. Phone goes down.
Wow.
Computer goes down. I want to watch
a lot of screens over there.
Yeah, well, that's why if the Cubs sweep tonight, you may see me debut my glasses on my post-game short that I'm going to try and post. So,
this guy didn't get a hit last year.
Right. And it was obvious. And by the way, I am so excited to watch him come back to the place he debuted this weekend
and get some revenge
as a new and improved player and just dominate Coors Field. I expect more than 1 triple this weekend.
Oof. Maybe an inside the Parker?
It's not out of the question, Mateo. It's not out of the question.
All right, well, he was a big part of that comeback win on Tuesday as the Cubs took the series from the Dodgers with 1 to play.
Wonderful segue.
Let's recap that coming up next.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports, unlike other apps. On Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily actions with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You could turn $10 into $1,000. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. The experience of playing with Prize Picks is so simple and fun. 1 Caleb Williams passing yard gets you 1 win on Prize Picks every week in September. Now, those were hard to come by week 1. There's no question about it. But I expect him to go over 200 on Sunday Night Football. That's right.
What?
Only 1 yard gets you an automatic win every football weekend in September. 4 weeks of free W's. Don't miss this deal on Prize Picks because it's gone when September ends. Wake me. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB for a first deposit match up to $100. That's code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks for a deposit match up to 100. Prize Picks, run your game.
You've heard us talk about FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. Well, we have something a little different for you right now. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with the YouTube TV-based plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon on a market game. All you need is a Google account and current form of payment. You can cancel anytime. And if that's not enough, be sure to check out FanDuel's Profit Boost in the app and use it for FanDuel's Double Your Winnings for all of this Sunday's pregame money line bets. The Profit Boost will be live starting Thursday. You just need to view your account page, learn more about your boost. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to visit America's #1 sportsbook. Cubs play the Rockies at 7:40 p.m. Central Friday, and you can hear every pitch of the Cubs' hometown broadcast on SiriusXM by searching Cubs on the SXM app. Down 3-1 going to the 8th inning on Tuesday, the Cubs scored 5 runs to win 6-3 and take the series from the Dodgers. PCA did rob a home run for the final out. Shota Imanaga went 7 innings, allowed 3 runs on 7 hits, all solo homers, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Cubs are now 21-6 when Imanaga starts, which is 28% of their wins on the year. The 2 best relievers right now, Nate Pearson and Porter Hodge, pitched the 8th and the 9th. And Sam, I'm wondering what your favorite parts were and or main takeaways from this one.
Well, we talked about PCA, so that was my favorite part. I thought Imanaga was good. You know, his numbers were good. It's becoming a little unsustainable with the home run ball always being solo. Thought he was a little over-aggressive with Edman there the second time through, but he was good. No question about it. I thought Seiya Suzuki had a really strong game. I thought his at-bats late. He had a really good clutch AB. I believe it was the 8th. That was the big inning for the Cubs. I think it was 3-1. It was a 4-pitch walk to Happ. Then they brought in Phillips to face Swanson. Swanson hits that tapper over to Austin Barnes, throws it away, 2 on, nobody out. And Seiya worked a long at bat against Phillips, lined a base hit, and then Tommy Edman threw the ball into the dugout, which tied the game. I thought that was the biggest AB of the game. Got some help from the Dodger defense. I assume they're going to clean things up tonight. But yeah, it was just a really good overall win. There was a scary moment there in the 9th with Porter Hodge. So he was pitching, and he kind of started grabbing at his chest, and visibly was having some trouble. I don't want to say trouble breathing, but was breathing really heavy. Trainers came out. He took a knee, and I was really surprised.
Wow.
I was really surprised he stayed in the game. To be honest with you. But then we learned after the game from Megan Montemurro that he's had this happen before, where his heart just starts going too fast and he just needs a minute or two, and he's been checked out. And so he might get checked out again. And that was a scary moment in the game. It wasn't a good moment at all for Dodger fans because they were booing. And I understand that.
Yikes.
Yeah, and look, you always boo when there's a delay and stuff. But once a player is grabbing at his like solar plexus and goes to a knee, probably time to stop. Let me get you Megan Montemurro's exact quote because she nailed it. This is a tweet. Any updates on Hodge? Hodge's heart started racing to point where he became concerned. Counsel said. Counsel added Hodge had it happen before and just needs a couple minutes to let it go away. Told them he was good to go once it calmed. Been checked out and cleared before. Likely to get looked at again, per Craig Counsel.
Interesting timing there, and I only say that because I know Kenley Jansen missed the Rockies series this year because of that's something similar. So I wonder if he'll be sidelined this weekend.
That's a great call. I didn't put that's probably a similar thing that they're dealing with as well.
And maybe they just IL him and make it retroactive to today. With the off day tomorrow, it's kind of stretching it, but maybe it's helpful to him.
And I don't want to get off topic. It was a great Cubs win, but I think in those situations, just as a fan watching that yesterday, and no disrespect at all to trainers, but I would love to have a doctor come out for something like that.
Oof, yeah.
Like have a I was just kind of like, why this guy is grabbing his chest and he takes a knee on the field. Is there a doctor nearby to just make sure before he throws another pitch? You know what I mean? I don't know.
It would be worth looking up because maybe the home team has one that's shared.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I just thought that was a time for him to come out or her.
Yeah,
to come out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was whatever. Anyways, on a much lighter note, it was a great win, and it just seems like the Cubs are a different baseball team away from Wrigley.
In many ways, they are
offensively.
Right, and that will be hopefully inflated for good. Coming up this weekend. We'll preview Cubs Rockies more for Thursday for Friday's episode. I don't have a good memory of last September, to be honest, when they played the Rockies.
Oh, I do. I do.
Well, I meant it like I don't want to remember it.
Yeah, no.
It actually was last year in August. I'd have to look that up, but
no. They played Colorado in September, I believe.
Okay, yeah. I just know it was down the stretch and it wasn't good.
Well, because if I remember correctly, they lost 3 out of 4 against the D-backs, I think.
It was the same road trip.
At Wrigley. Then went to Chorus, then got swept in Arizona. I think that's how it went. They lost 2 out of 3. I believe they won an extra inning affair with a big Yan Gomes base hit. And then they blew a couple leads, especially game 3. I believe they blew a 3-0 lead early. So
yeah, this is not getting too ahead of ourselves. Again, we're going to preview it next episode, but they got to win 2 out of 3 this weekend. The Rockies have lost 91 games.
Yeah, but they're dangerous at Chorus, dude.
I know, but I'm not saying a sweep. I'm saying 2.
No, and they do. They do need to win 2. So,
all right. Well, coming up next, Kerry Wood and Aramis Ramirez were inducted into the Cubs Hall of Fame last weekend, and they both cited a specific season as some of their favorite memories from their Cubs careers. So I wanted to introduce, I think this is a new segment, Throwback Thursday. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by Tonal. For those of us who thrive on getting stuff done, including workouts, every minute counts. That's why you need Tonal, the smart strength training system that takes the guesswork out of working out so you can make sure you're making the most of every rep. When life gets busy, fitting in a workout can be stressful. With Tonal, you can get efficient workouts personalized just for you and are available with the amount of time you have. Tonal is the world's smartest and most effective strength training system that helps you get stronger. Powered by AI, Tonal learns with every rep so it can deliver workouts personalized just for you. Unlike traditional gym equipment, Tonal uses adaptive digital weight to advance your training techniques. And right now, Tonal is offering our listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Tonal.com. And use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $200 off your purchase. Tonal.com, Tonal.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $200 off. Kerry Wood and Aramis Ramirez were inducted into the Cubs Hall of Fame last weekend. They both cited moments from the 2003 season as their favorite moments ever.
Oh.
And I got those moments that we could remember and discuss. And then I have just some reflection I wanted to do and go over a certain lineup and things like that. So,
yeah,
fun third segment here.
Did they give specific moments? Can I guess them?
Yeah, I think it'd be fun for you to guess them.
Well, I think Kerry Wood's favorite moment would be beating Atlanta in Game 5 of the NLDS.
Yeah, so that's what I thought he was going to say too, and he didn't.
Oh, got it.
So,
well then,
but you're on the right track with playoffs for both guys.
Did he really say his favorite moment was the homer in Game 7?
Yep.
That's weird because they lost the game.
Odd.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that was the loudest I've ever heard Wrigley Field in my entire life. And it's just kind of a weird moment because he didn't pitch very well in the Game 7.
And he acknowledged that it was in a loss, but
yeah, that's actually really interesting.
I know.
Huh. And then Aramis, I guess Aramis's favorite memory had to have been, he had a monster series against the Marlins, if I remember correctly. And I believe he had a grand slam in game, I think it was Game 4.
Okay. No, I was pretending to leave. But, honestly, my cord situation here makes me stuck. So Game 4 against the Marlins. What else do you remember about that?
Oh man! All right, so I remember. Yeah, he had a
grand slam is right.
Okay, so that was the game,
and the game is right.
Yeah, and they blew out the Marlins because Game 3 was the Doug Glanville triple late where they won late. Yeah. So I remember he had a grand slam.
The only other detail would be the pitcher.
Oh,
who it was off of? Otherwise, you've been 100% right.
Oh, it was off Dontrell Willis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, you got that. You remembered all that.
Oh,
that's not a surprise.
Yeah, no, I remember that series.
Well, that was really the first season I followed from 1 to 162.
Why was that? 2 of them.
Yeah.
Sosa homer, game tie, and Game 1 off Urbina. I wasn't at that game. I think that was their closer's name, Urbina. I think that's right. Then Game 2, Sosa hit a ball into the camera well over center field. Cubs blowout. Then they stole Game 3. Game 3 was that tight, close one. And then they blew out Game 4, and then Beckett crushed them in Game 5, and everybody knows the rest.
I think this is going to be easy for you, but
maybe not.
The other thing that was brought up in these interviews.
What a fun team that was.
Was the Lofton Ramirez trade.
Of course.
And Kerry Wood talked about it too. And
great players.
They were 50-50 when Jim Hendry, credit to him, made that trade.
Yeah, it was a bad division that year. They only won 88 games.
Yeah, they went 50-50 to 88-74. So what I did was I took the lineup from that first game with both of these dudes in it. And that was a July day against the Astros. And what should we do here? Would you like to guess the lineup? Do you want me to say it?
What do you think? Because I don't want to. I don't need to drown people with my trivia.
You wouldn't
stuff.
know the score of this game, would you?
No. I don't remember.
So let me do that first. So they won 5-3 over the Astros.
Yeah, no. If I know that, then that's probably
Big Z went 8 1/3.
Who?
Man, that's a thing of the past. Joe Borowski got the final 2 outs for the save.
Big Z was a heck of a baseball player.
But they didn't waste any time with the lineup. It was Lofton, Grudzelanek, Sosa, Alou, Ramirez, Queiroz.
Yeah. Damian
Gonzalez, Paul Bacco.
Got it.
And Big Z. Minute Maid Park, then.
Yeah. No,
it's not Minute Maid Park now, is it?
Oh. I don't know. No. I think back then it was actually. I think it's Minute Maid Park now. And
the Juice Box.
Yeah, it was called a different thing back then. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, good memories.
Yeah. No, that 03 team, man. Those two guys. It's funny because Aramis didn't have a very good 07 or 08 postseason, which is kind of harsh because they played 3 games each time. But he was wonderful in the 2003 playoffs. And Kerry Wood was really, really good until game 7. And those guys, that's where like the analytics and stuff, you understand where it comes from, because I personally feel, and this is just my opinion, everybody talks about, I don't even want to say his name because it's just so disrespectful. The whole game 6 disaster, which never should have been, never should have been a thing. It still like bothers me that happened to him. It's just such a disgraceful thing for our fans. But what really lost us that series was that Wood and Pryor were cooked, man. Yeah. They had thrown so many pitches, 100+. I was at Mark Pryor's complete game. One of those games was a blowout. They could have pulled them so much earlier. And
in this game that I pulled, even Big Z threw 120 pitches.
Right, and that's where I think baseball has made steps forward. I just think that there's a tween. There's a between. You don't have to go so far to the way, okay, hey, let a guy finish versus not, or at least train him. But the Pryor thing, I just think the 8th inning happened. A couple plays didn't go his way. Of course, we bobbled the ball, and then he was also gassed, and Wood was gassed. Because that team was so good. I know they only won. I know they only won 88, but Wood, Pryor, Zambrano, Clement, Aramis, Moises, Sosa, Caros, Grudzy, and Gonzalez up the middle. That team was loaded.
Kerry Wood led the major leagues in strikeouts, but I think it came at a price.
And don't sleep on how good of a player Moises Alou was, man.
Yeah.
He was a baller.
And Eric Karros apparently shot all this video, and he's never released it.
Well, because they didn't win.
Oh, okay. I'd like to see it.
I'll never forget. I don't want to relive it. Never mind. I don't want to relive the negative stuff. Vibes are good. I don't want to do that.
All right. We'll be back to recap in full Cubs Dodgers, preview Cubs Rockies, and more.
If they sweep, you might see me tonight.
Checking out this edition of Locked On Cubs. You give us 20 to 30 minutes. We'll give you all things Cubs with a laugh or two along the way. Be sure to hit subscribe on YouTube, smash the like button for the algorithm, and leave a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you get your podcast. Well, if the Cubs sweep, then I'm bringing up the Braves and Mets rest of season schedule next episode. Just to hurt ourselves.
Okay.
He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.